My name is Lisa Rickard, and I'm president of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Institute for Legal Reform. We are an affiliate of the U.S. Chamber in Washington, D.C. Today, ILR is releasing the results of our latest national survey, revealing the best and the worst state legal climates in the country. The survey measures the views of more than 1,100 corporate counsel in companies doing business across America. This is the 9th survey we've released, and since its inception, this survey has become the benchmark by which companies and policymakers judge each state's legal environment. I'm joined today by David Crane of Harris Interactive, the national nonpartisan market research firm that once again conducted this poll for us. For today's event, we've partnered with our friends at the Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry, and I'm pleased to be joined up here by Jean Barr, the president of the Pennsylvania Chamber, and a very staunch advocate for legal reform. We're also very fortunate to be joined today by other representatives of the Pennsylvania business community. It shows how important and near and dear to their hearts that this issue is. We have Marilyn Heine, president of the Pennsylvania Medical Society, Kurt Schroeder, senior vice president of the Pennsylvania Hospital and Health System Association, Diane Johnson, chairwoman of the board of the Pennsylvania Healthcare Association, Joe Mahoney, executive vice president of the Greater Philadelphia Chamber of Commerce, Dave Taylor, executive director of the Pennsylvania Manufacturers Association, Kevin Shivers, Pennsylvania state director of the National Federation of Independent Business, and David Patty, president and CEO of the Pennsylvania Business Council. We're also joined today by a number of representatives and heads of other local chambers: the Main Line Chamber of Commerce, Delaware County Chamber, South Chester County Chamber, Lower Bucks County Chamber, and the Chester County Chamber. I hope I got everybody. I'm going to turn the microphone over to several of them very soon, but first I'd like to make some remarks about why we came to Pennsylvania and specifically why we're here in Philadelphia. We did not choose this backdrop by accident. The founding fathers who gathered in this city more than 200 years ago truly understood the importance of an independent and fair justice system. Thomas Jefferson once said, "The most sacred of the duties of government is to do equal and impartial justice to all its citizens." Unfortunately, I think that Jefferson would hardly recognize the system of justice in present-day Pennsylvania, and in particular Philadelphia. What was once the birthplace of American government has come to exemplify some of the worst excesses of the civil justice system. These excesses have led to a pretty significant decline in Pennsylvania's legal environment. In our survey, Pennsylvania's ranking among the 50 states went from 30th in our 2005 survey to a record low of 40th in the survey we're releasing today. And most of the blame for that decline can be laid at the doorstep of Philadelphia's courts, which are ranked as 5th worst in the entire country. The biggest problem in the Philadelphia court concerns venue, the general principle of the civil justice system that cases should be tried in the jurisdiction where the injury occurred or where the plaintiff or defendant reside. But here in Philadelphia, lawsuits are routinely filed by plaintiffs who have little or no connection to the city. A few years ago, some judges even publicly called for more out-of-state plaintiffs to file in Philadelphia. As a result, in 2011, nearly half of all the asbestos cases and more than 80% of pharmaceutical cases filed in Philadelphia were from out-of-state plaintiffs. I should recognize that the court, under the leadership of its new administrative judge, has implemented modest reforms to curb the influx of out-of-state cases. While these changes are a meaningful step in the right direction, much more really needs to be done. The trouble courts in Philadelphia contrast with those just a very short drive away in Delaware. While Pennsylvania's ranking has declined, Delaware's legal climate has been ranked as the best in the nation in all 9 surveys that we've conducted. In particular, the Delaware courts receive high marks for the quality of their judges, their standards for expert evidence, and for enforcing venue requirements. At the opposite end of the spectrum is another state that borders Pennsylvania, West Virginia. In the last 4 surveys we've released, West Virginia's legal climate has been ranked worst in the country, 50th. The state's plagued by a legal system that features frivolous lawsuits, outrageous size verdicts, and a lack of meaningful appellate review. So Pennsylvania has the distinction of bordering both the highest ranking and lowest ranking states. Unfortunately, largely because of the problems in the Philadelphia courts, the Commonwealth's legal climate is closer to West Virginia's than Delaware's. This has real costs. At a time when unemployment is still high and job growth still sluggish, states need to be doing everything in their power to expand their economy and create jobs. Yet a poor legal environment scares away the businesses needed for job creation. Fully 70% of those questioned in this year's survey said that companies look at a state's legal environment as one of the factors when deciding where to locate or expand their business. Many people will ask, why should we care about what lawyers from large employers around the country think? This is why they should care, because these people have input into decisions that are made every day about where to locate and where to do business. Pennsylvania also needs to consider passing some serious legal reforms. I'm going to let Jean Barr address the specific measures that could help, but I'd like to highlight the economic benefits of reform. According to a study conducted by NERA Economic Consulting, improving Pennsylvania's legal climate to the level of Delaware or other higher-ranked states could reduce tort costs here by up to $1.7 billion per year and create as many as 90,000 new jobs. Those benefits are real, and those benefits are substantial. And they won't be realized unless Pennsylvania takes real action to improve its legal environment. Only then will the birthplace of the American Republic have a justice system that our founders could be proud of. The Harris Survey covers not just Pennsylvania, as you know, but all 50 states. So to coincide with today's launch, we're beginning a national TV, radio, and online media campaign to raise awareness about state lawsuit climates and the effects of lawsuit abuse. And I'd like to show you now a short ad that we're releasing as part of this campaign. Can you play the ad?
Who's the face of lawsuit abuse? Patricia Deaton and more than 100 of her coworkers at the Blitz USA plant in Oklahoma. Good American manufacturing jobs gone due to runaway lawsuits. Lawsuits can cripple state economies, hurting real families. Now, a new study ranks the 50 state lawsuit climates. Where does your state rank? Find out at facesoflawsuitabuse.com, because America needs more jobs, not more lawsuits.
Just a word about this company featured in the ad. Blitz USA, which is in Miami, Oklahoma, as it states there, was the largest manufacturer of portable gasoline cans in the world. I think we all have one of those red gas cans. And it's been in business, or was in business, since World War II. And in the last decade, they faced a really high increasing wave of litigation, and ultimately the cost of that litigation killed this company and took out 114 jobs. These are real pictures of real people on the closing days for this plant, and it really is serious business.